that the y minus this, okay? Or the two, and that has to go on top. You see where you look at that? Okay. Okay, right here. Remember, you've got to take 3 minus 2 for your change in your y, and then your negative 2 minus 3 for the change in the x.
You would add that because it's a negative, right?
Good. Good. What, look at the direction of the line, like, is that gonna be right?
Is this right?
Yes. Which direction is it? So it's gonna have to be positive or negative? Negative, okay, it has to be negative. Okay,
So you remember
you don't even have to write
the
notes. You need 4.2 notes that we got yesterday. So look through your stuff and get the other 7 notes. All right, you should have a negative 1/5 for your slope, okay? And you can do it one of 2 ways. Because it's there, you can look at and you can count and say, well, I'm going up 1 and I'm running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the next point, and I ran in a negative 5 direction, and that's 1. Or you should have been able to say 3 minus 2 over 3 minus negative 2, which you,
You switched negative 2 minus 3.
this is 3 minus negative 2. This is, oh, I switched those, didn't I? 2 minus 3, thank you. You're right, I did. So when you get that, you're still gonna get a negative 1/5, either by counting it or by doing the subtraction. Okay? What about number 2? What's the slope of number 2? Many of you have already got it done. Olivia, what's the slope of number 2?
Negative 1/3.
Is it negative? It could be 1/3. I haven't done it. Ladies and gentlemen, is 1/3 correct?
Yes.
Okay? And the reason why it has to be is because when I looked at it, that told me it had to be a positive. Okay? And so always double check your signs on your slopes and look at the line and which way it's going to make sure you've got that part right. What is number 3? What's the slope of number 3? Dakota, what do you think? And you've got time. I'll let you calculate it, whatever you got to do. But I want you to tell me what it is. Keep your slope as an improper in order to be able to graph it. On slopes, I'll keep it as an improper fraction. I'll simplify it, but keep it as an improper fraction because of the fact that I want to know what's my rise, what's my run, what's that change, and it's easier to see as an improper fraction.
Yeah, I know. Like, you can still have it.
You got it? What do you think? Okay, you put your X on top, because it is 5 halves, but is it a negative one? It has to be a positive. Okay, take a look at your 2 points. Did you use -4 minus 1 over -5 minus -3? That's over -3, okay? And so then when you add opposite here, you end up with, what did I just do? Yeah, -5 over -2, which is the same thing as 5 halves. Okay? All right? Find the slope of the line. Find the slope of the line. I've got my 2 points. I can still do it. I've got 5 minus 5, and I have 6 minus -1. And 5 minus 5 is 0
So it's gonna be 7.
over 7.
Would it just be X equals 5?
Okay, it is. What's my slope? My slope is actually 0. Okay, in this case, the slope equals 0. Okay, because I can have 0 out of 7. That is an accurate thing. You can have 0 out of 7 candy bars, right? So that's a true statement. The slope on this one is 0. But I can't have what?
If you have 0 out of 7, you're not gonna have anything.
I don't have any, but that's, I can do that, right? I can have no candy bars.
There's no slope.
So there's no slope, exactly. I'm running, but there's never a rise, so there's no slope. And I'm pointing this out specifically because what happens if that denominator is 0? What would happen then? What would we call it if the denominator was 0? We would call it, if I had 7 out of nothing, we'd call that undefined. Okay? Because I don't have, I mean, I can't have 7 of nothing. Can you have 7 pencils here on your desk? Right now, the way it is, do you have 7 pencils on your desk? No, you don't. You have no pencils. So you can't have 7 out of nothing. I can't take 7 pencils away from you because you don't have any. All right? That's important to know because right here, I've got a vertical line. What's its slope? What's its slope? It's undefined. M, or the slope, is undefined. A vertical line has an undefined slope every time. Because, yes, I'm going up and down 4. Do you agree with that? But I'm not running. It's an undefined slope. Okay, take the hood off. Okay, I guarantee you this is a test question. I guarantee you the horizontal and vertical line information are test questions. A horizontal line will always have a 0 slope. If it's horizontal, it's always going to be a slope of 0. If it's vertical, it's always an undefined slope. Both of those are test questions. Guarantee it. Okay? Okay? Find the slope of a line whose points are 1, -2, and the other point is 7, -2. What is the slope of that line? I don't have a picture. I don't want to have to draw a picture. I have to be able to calculate. You have to be able to calculate it. So Natalie, how am I going to calculate this? -2 minus -2 over 7 minus 1. So what do I get when I do -2 minus -2? So what is the slope for number 4?
0.
Okay. What kind of a line is it? If the slope is 0, what kind of a line is it? Horizontal. Good. Do number 5. I didn't realize they're giving you so many of them like this. What is number 5 slope? What is it, Austin?
0 over 1.
0 over 1, or the slope is 0. Okay. Is number 5 also a horizontal line? Sure is. What about number 6? What about number 6? Justin? Justin says -2. I've got -5 minus -3. And I have -3 minus -3. If I do add opposite on that, Justin, I get -2 as the numerator. Do you agree? But what do I get as the denominator? 0. So what kind of a slope is it? What do we call that? Undefined. It's vertical. We have a vertical line. Okay? It is a vertical line. Yes, Maddie?
Is that if like the x-values are like the same like this, it's gonna be like undefined, but then like
Okay. Ty?
Number 5 should be 0 over 5.
well, it's 0.
Add opposite. Yeah, it would have been 0 over 5. You are correct. I don't know why this board is messing with me so much. What kind of a line is number 7? Number 7 is also a vertical line. Good. Okay. It's also a vertical line, and its slope's going to be undefined. Every time. Okay? Does that make sense? What if I give you a table? Is the table is it giving me sets of points?
Yes.
Can I calculate a slope when all I have is a table? Okay, so calculate the slope. You know what I mean? Look at it again. Look at the way you set it up. Good. Okay. Look at what you've subtracted here. This is a y and that's an x value, right? You subtracted the y and the x. Don't you have to do the y and the y? Here's what you've said. You've said this points are 1, 4. These are all x values. These are all y values. So 1 goes with what? It's gotta be 1/8, doesn't it? So you gotta fix that. Okay, what's your points? Give me the first pair of points you've got there. What's the x? Is 1. The x is 1, and what is the y? Okay, there you go. There you go. Now do it, please. And subtract it. Double check which one you have, your rise or your run on top, which is on top of your x's or your y's. Are you sure? Oh, I was looking at, sorry, I'm looking at the one below. Yes, I agree with you. Double check your sign. Same thing goes for you. 7 minus, yeah, something wrong with, where's your 7? 7. Oh, aren't these two? Right, okay, I didn't see that. Okay, as I walked around, the one thing I saw that kids were making the mistake, when they read the table, they read the first point as being 1, 4. It's not 1, 4, because those are both x values. You have to think about the fact that this is not correct. I've got 1 point though at 1/8, and I have another point at 4/6. Okay, what I saw them doing was, like I said, getting this and saying, well, this is my x and this is my y. So, but when you get it this way, your final slope is a -2/3. Do you all agree with that? Everybody sees where that came from. Okay? We got 2 more. And then you have an assignment. Okay? 2 more. But I want to know that you know what you're doing. Slope is the change in what over the change in what? Yeah, you reverse that, okay? So it ends up being, yes, I agree. Okay, will you check and make sure she's got it? And once everybody on your table's got it, then you guys go ahead and move on to your homework then. Yes, I agree. Yes. Will you check these 2 for me? Yes, yes. You do the check for me on this group. Yes, you have. That you erased that. That is correct. Okay. Do the last 2 and I'll put the answers up. Yes and yes. Okay, and you know where they're coming from, right? There. Gracie, got it? This one is not right. This one is. this one here was, 3 halves, and this one is -2/1. Somebody else said this is Rick's draw. You got it? Alright. Okay, your assignment is on your, next page of the worksheet, correct? Yeah. Good. Okay. What? Go back to here. What if I said 2 minus 0? What is 2 minus 0? So put it on the top because I was looking at y, right? And then what's -1 minus 0? There you go. See the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. You know where they're coming from now. Alright. Or make sure you stay on that one. What is the slope? Not 0/4. The slope ends up being, it's horizontal, isn't it? Isn't that this one? Okay?